Alright, in this video, I'm going to explain how you can land in the inbox every time with cold email. So, if your niche is the best suited to getting cold emails, you want to watch this because I'm going to go over how you can consistently land in the inbox at around 95+%. So the most important thing kind of with cold email is nowadays just getting in the inbox. Like, your script is obviously important and you want a good offer, you want good copy and stuff, but it's really important that your setup is dialed in. So the first thing you want to do is go and buy 10 Google Workspace accounts through Instantly.ai. So Instantly.ai is essentially where you're going to warm up all your emails for deliverability, where you're going to send your emails from. If you haven't used it before, I might make a video about how to launch cold email campaigns and like deal with the whole UI in general. But what you want to do is you just want to go into Instantly, and instead of setting it all up manually like your Google Workspace accounts and you have to do all the records yourself, what you can do is just come into here and go done for you email setup. And what you want to do is you want to put in domains that are similar to your company domain but not the same domain, because you never want to risk burning your domain. So you also want .com domain. So what Instantly will do, it will give you domain suggestions, and essentially you want 10 domains, because you only want one mailbox per domain, because with deliverability it's kind of even risky to put more than one user on one domain. So you want 10 domains. They each cost like $15 a year, so you can do that through Instantly. So you just come into here and it should be loading, but it's not. But yeah, so here we go. So you can pick a domain, any of these domains. Some of these are a bit weird, but autoinvictusacquisition.com. So that's going to be $15. You go into here and then you put the email you want to associate with it. So just your first name, and you do this 10 times over, and you essentially have 10 mailboxes, 10 domains, and that's going to cost you $150 a year for the domains, which is essentially just $150, and $50 US per month for 10 mailboxes. This is going to let you send 50 emails, cold emails a day per account. Not per account, in total. And that's all you really need to get a proof of concept, because later you can just scale with more accounts. You don't want to risk getting all these mailboxes and just going for the volume approach, because if stuff's not working, you're just burning cash. So all the domain records, SPF, DKIM, DMARC, Instantly is going to do all that for you, and it's also where we're going to warm up our emails. So for the deliverability kind of protocol, you want to, for the first 14 days, just come into here, come into your email accounts. So they'll come up here. So I've already got accounts warming up. I'm starting cold email again. I do have a lot of videos on my YouTube about DMs and stuff, because that's what I've been doing, but we are adding cold email as well. And so I've already gone through this process. But one word of note is you can do this manually. A lot of these accounts I've done manually and set up all the records because I want to be in control of everything. But in my experience, when I used the Instantly Done For You setup, the deliverability was still really good, and you do save like hours in the setup process. So you want to come into here, and Instantly will add all these accounts into essentially this part of the UI, and then you want to start the warm up. So what you want to do is, for the first 14 days, you want to warm up each mailbox. This button here, this like fire kind of button, will tell you whether it's warming up or not. And you also want to adjust the specific warm up settings for each account. So if I just move myself here, you go down here, you want to increase so one per day, you want it to increase one per day. You want the warm up limit to be 10, and you want the reply rate to be 30%. So, and then weekdays only, you want to, all these like special settings, it's essentially mirroring real human behavior in the inbox. So you're increasing the sender reputation of each mailbox, so that once you start sending cold emails, Google's not going to flag it. So you want the open rate to be 70%, spam protection 100, mark important, a few of those as well. So it's just mocking like real human behavior, so that you're increasing the chance of landing in the inbox once you start cold emails. After the 4 days, so after the 14 days, you want to keep it at 10 warm-up emails per day, but then 5 cold emails per mailbox per day. And this is going to let you send 50 cold emails per day. Like, it's not too much volume, but with the lead sourcing method I'm about to give you, it should be enough to book 15 to 30 appointments per month at a 1 to 2% appointment booking rate. And because I'm not going to show you like using Apollo or like List Kit, which is mostly just saturated leads that you have to blast volume to get appointments from that. So again, once you've got to the stage where you're getting to 1 to 2% appointment booking rate, you just repeat this setup process with more accounts. So you go back into Instantly, you go add new, You do this done for you setup, and just make sure the domain is not your actual company domain, and you'll be fine. Instantly does the rest for you, so you literally don't have to like do anything for that. Just a quick thing with your actual cold email, you want to use this spam checker. I'll just get it up here. Mail Meteor. This is essentially where you can put your cold email copy, and you want to make sure your copy has a great score in here. You might want to be using some spin tax as well, which instantly lets you do when you launch your campaigns. But it's like all these words, like you need to get rid of flag words. So anything in your copy that's like flag words, like guaranteed, ASAP, please, finance, like you just essentially want a great score. And so just check your cold email copy and make the adjustments based on that. Because if it's not good, you'll get put in spam just because of what's in your email. So the final thing is leads. So like I said, don't use ListKit or Apollo. They're pretty bad at the moment, like for a lot of niches, just because you need to send huge volume and it just costs a lot and it's more risky. So because like I'm recommending you only do like 10 accounts to essentially make everything a bit easier to set up. The quality of the leads do have to be better. So there is a manual approach, and what you want to do is, as long as your niche is on LinkedIn, which most B2B niches are, you want to go to their profiles, go to their websites, and then scrape their emails from their websites and then verify it for 1 million verifiers. So I'm going to walk through how you can do that now. And you want to essentially do this for 50 leads a day, and you want to also do it in a way that you can outsource this to a VA, because it is pretty time consuming. But what you do is you come into here. So as an example, this guy delivering outbound B2B emails to inbox. So he's essentially doing cold emails as well, but he's an agency owner, and that's my niche. So what I do is I come into here, go to his website, and what you want to do is download an extension called Snovio, and you can just, I'm not going to like show you how to do that. You just go straight to like Chrome extensions and just Snovio, and it's Snovio like email finder or email extractor. And all you do is you click on the extension, and it's going to search for the emails associated with making this website. And then all you have to do is cross-reference that it's the same person that is from the LinkedIn profile. So Alexander at beforehello.com, and that's this guy. So I know I've got the email of the decision maker at this company. And so all I do then is take this email that I just got, if I go back to it, and all you want to do is put it into Million Verified, because that's the last step. You don't want to send to any emails that you haven't verified as good to send to. So you come into Million Verifier, quite cheap as well. You get heaps of free credits at the start, but then you'll have to start like buying credits, but it's pretty cheap in general. So it's good to send to. So then this email, you can do this with a bulk list as well. So all the emails that you've got, you can check that they're verified. Then you can put them into your CRM, and then you can plug them straight into Instantly, and you can get sending after 14 days. But you want to keep it to 5 emails per mailbox per day, so you can send 50 per day and get to the point where you're booking 15 to 30 appointments per month just from these accounts. And you'll do that through testing. Just with testing, I'm not going to show you like scripts and stuff. All you want is a really good offer. You want to sound a bit different than everyone else, because people are getting blasted with cold emails nowadays. So definitely do something to stand out, but good offer. And then kind of do a soft CTA, and do not ask straight for a call. Ask to send a video, ask if they want to learn more, give some social proof. And the main thing is, when you test, make sure you put enough volume through your the script that you're testing. And so then you've got the metrics to then decide what you're going to do with it, and only change like one thing at a time. So don't change like your subject line and your like personalized first line at the same time, because then you won't know which caused the change. So don't only change one thing at a time, and then essentially you keep doing that until you get to that 1 to 2% appointment booking rate. Then all you have to do is scale with more accounts with the same copy, and you'll be booking a ton of appointments. And these are quality leads that you're going to find manually, and I suggest you outsource this to a VA as well. But in terms of the cold email setup, this is kind of how it works, and I hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Cheers.